It's EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Thanks for joining us here today in La Quinta, California. Beautiful spot. We're at the Career Builder Challenge. Frank, what do we have out here today?
Par 72, every inch of this golf course is going to extract the best out of your game, because if you don't play your best, you will struggle. Anything in the 60s, something to be proud of.
Here we are at the first tee, ready to kick off the round. Frank?
Good tee shot straight out of the gate. You're going to need it on a hole that's close to 450 yards. Doesn't really matter if you cut it or draw it. Just be wary of that bunker that sits on the right side.
Frank, why are great rivalries so important? Why do we love them?
I think because people like to sit on one side of the fence. You're either for or against a great player. And I think we see that today with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. There's the McIlroy fans that think his future is so bright. There's the Woods fans that still want him to pass Jack Nicklaus's record. That's the beauty. You've got to have an opinion, and you have to have a player.
Well, this one's sweet, Frank. Super. Excellent opening tee shot right in the fairway. Getting set to play the second shot here at the first hole. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. That is classy.
Not a chance of going in.
Settles in over the putt. One under early in the round. Frank, this is a nice looking hole. Not long, only 371 yards. But challenging in its own way.
It is challenging. The best approach here really is a conservative tee shot to set up an aggressive second.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Good score going, now at 2 under par. Now to the third hole, a par 4, 471 yards. Frank, break this hole down for us.
Well, the trouble appears down that left side with the series of bunkers, but you've got to take into account the trees that are well positioned down the right side. Plus, as you can see, this fairway is not exactly flat.
Frank, that one is long. And it is straight.
Well, in baseball, that's a home run. In golf, that is a huge advantage over everybody else that plays the game. Can you imagine just teeing up on every hole knowing that you've got 20 or plus yards over your fellow competitors?
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Now they're rolling. 3 under par. Frank, here's a case at the 4th hole, this par 3 of Pete Dye kind of messing with a player's mind. Just how does he do it?
Well, there's a straight line between that tee and the flag. That's the obvious thing. But if you follow the look of the hole down there, it's just the shaping of the bunkers, the little curving of the edges there that just take that mind's eye away, almost making it look like there's a little bit of a dog leg in a straight hole. Very clever.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Well, that's how you play the game. Right there. Well, this would be nice. A 4th consecutive birdie. Heating up.
I'm running out of fingers.
So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed.
Frank, what'd you say at the top? Die on the left, die on the right. Is this what you were talking about?
Exactly, yeah. The 5th hole here, it's called double trouble. So yeah, there's chances for grief on both sides of this fairway. But if you're long enough, if you can just sneak it past 335, that's where the water runs out. This is reachable.
So if you do sneak it out there, and that would be the longer hitters, you might have what into this green?
Well, you can get home hybrid, maybe even something shorter. But remember, it's called double trouble. Avoid that. Maybe double eagle.
That is a gorgeous shot inside of 5 feet. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, a long par 3 here at the 6th, 255 yards. Club selection obviously is crucial.
Yeah, and length is very important here. Something that can fly high and land soft is obviously going to make that green play a little bit bigger. If you get a breeze off the right or left to right into, this hole becomes very challenging.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. 14 feet to the hole. Beautiful roll on that one, right in the bottom. Frank, if you want to play this game at the highest level, and no doubt our players do, you have to sort of be tactical. When you break down shots or break down a hole, how would you break down this hole in a very smart way?
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there. A lot of people would think 350 yards, you could bash a driver down there, you'd finish up in trouble. Well, the way to be aggressive on a strategic hole is to just put the first one in play in a position where you can attack with the second. And there's no shame in that. You can still walk off here more days than often than not with a 3.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. Moves to -8. Now we're at the 8th hole here at PGA West in La Quinta, California. 559-yard par 5. Frank, what are the options here?
A good tee shot, you can certainly reach this par 5 and 2. There's a crosswalk that comes across in that vicinity of 330 yards. That's sort of the green light area if you can get it down there. Anything short of that, it becomes very much a three-shotter. But if you can get it close to that crosswork that goes there, then certainly this becomes opportunity knocks.
Good chance at one. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Getting set now over the putt. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Eagle on the call. Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 ninth, 452 yards, I hear players like you often say, I'm going to take it on. What do you mean by that, and how does it apply to this particular tee shot?
Well, you have options, obviously. One is to hit it down that right side, which is your best shot. The easy way is obviously to bail it out down the left side, but then you're almost giving into the hole, like you're accepting you're going to make bogey if you're lucky. So in the end, you're forced to go back to option A, which is actually to challenge the best shot you have, which is down the right side.
That will be a great look at birdie. These putts keep the round together. Under on the deck. Rich Lerner pleased to be alongside Frank Navalo for EA Sports. Back to PGA West, getting set for the back nine and the 10th hole. It's a good-looking hole, Frank, at 416 yards.
It certainly gets your attention, just the visual there. This is one of those holes, if you've got a caddy, you say, what's that carry over the bunker on that left side where the water is? He'll tell you it's like 240 yards, and then you say, well, what's it to the bunkers on the right? Well, to get past those ones on that right side, you're in the vicinity of 300 yards. This is a hole that you'll scratch your head.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side, on the green, and a chance for a birdie. Good putt. Boy, this is a long par 5, the 11th at PGA West, 617 yards.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
She really hit that tee ball nicely. It is in perfect position, and now she'll have a chance to capitalize. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
It's in the hole. Just a sensational shot right there. To the par 4 12th here at PGA West, short at 363 yards. Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9-iron? Are you better with the wedge? Because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Locked in on the read and the speed. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Now teeing off here at the par 3, 13th. Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
Great, too.
Beautiful. 14th hole, par 4 of 389 yards. It is short, but Frank, there is some danger lurking along the way.
Yeah, most of it's sand. Two options, really. Poke it down that left side, let it run down there like a bowling alley. Either that or take that bunker completely out of play, 290, 300-yard category, and get it down there where it's just a flick wedge. And
moving into this second shot here at hole number 14. This is a good-looking shot. That is classy.
Well, a chance of going in.
Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A third straight birdie.
Some good playing.
Seems to really have the touch today. Frank, if a player needs to make a big move at the close of the round, how could they get at this whole location and make a birdie? They call this turning home.
Yeah, I think that's where you have to be a little more aggressive off the tee shot. A drive of 280 yards can certainly take those two bunkers down the left out of play. There is one in the distance down there, 350 yards, so even the longest hitters can still hit driver down there. You imagine pumping one down there, sort of 340 yards. Now you turn a long hole into a drive and wedge. That's how you get aggressive.
She just played a wonderful shot from back there. Settles in over the putt. This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test. Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
So this is the third shot to the par 5. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Count that for a birdie. Well, well, well. Here we are. Famous Alcatraz. Just a bit left of the hole location.
Should still be okay.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Frank, I've done it with donuts, a half a dozen, but never with birdies. 6 in a row?
No, it's time to watch. This will be something.
Good roll. Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long. Water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's 3 groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3 wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
And getting ready for the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, just some great golf here today.
Yeah, that's a round to remember. Not often you play that well and you feel like you were head and shoulders above the rest of the field.
What a thrill to watch. And for Frank Nobilo and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the 3 bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot.
EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner, and beside me is my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We're in the state of California, set to kick off the round here at the challenging PGA West course. Par 72 setting up as a demanding challenge to any golfer stepping on this course, especially, Frank, when it comes down to the 17th hole. They call it Alcatraz.
Well, as we know, hardly anybody gets out of Alcatraz. You want to throw a little nugget in? In 2000, Joe Daly looked like he was going to get his tour card, hit a putt from 3 foot, it hit the liner, bounce back out. A lot of things can happen on 17.
We're here at the opening par 4 first. Frank, what's the best play here to avoid that bunker that cuts right at the fairway?
You've either got to move it from that left side of the field if you're a fader of the ball and just cut it back into the middle, or perhaps use that bunker that you've just referenced to turn it away from that. But you need a good one down the fairway because of the length of this hole. 450 yards, do not want to have a long second shot out of that fairway bunker.
Beautiful looking shot right here.
Oh, that's fine.
These winds have held up all day long, definitely playing a part in the shot making we're seeing out there today. Frank, what's the player facing now with this approach shot here at the first?
Well, Rich, that tee shot looked like a draw off the tee. The second shot, because of that bunker just short right of that green, suits the cut coming in here. Safely on deck.
That would be a great look at birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. -1, and really going. To the second hole now, par 4, only 371 yards. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's really a layup hole here. No need to hit driver down there. The biggest bunker in the distance there is about 300 yards. You have to avoid that. Nothing wrong with hitting an iron or even a hybrid off this.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Frank, is a player thinking birdie here on this approach shot at the second hole?
Anything with the scoring club here, as long as you can get the distance right and get into the right section, is very much a birdie hole.
What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the way. These putts keep the round together. Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Frank, 100 yards longer than the second hole. The third, 471 yards. What do you think of this hole?
This is totally different to the previous hole. Driver should come out of the bag here, and if you can take that first bunker out of play, which is around that 285, 290 yard mark, you can start to shorten this hole up a little bit. And, well, the longest hitters, they still might even get a short iron in hand.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there and right down Peachtree. Getting set now for the second shot here at hole number 3, par 4. That's well played. Places it about 10 feet out for birdie. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Drops the putt to go to 2 under. Frank, this is our first par 3 of the day. The fourth, about 192 yards.
And it's called sandpit. So if you're not on the green, chances are you're getting that lob wedge or sand wedge out. The green is 36 yards deep. Got a nice little sort of hump and hollow roll to it. Mini roller coaster.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
-3 now for the round. So we played our first par 3, now to the first par 5 on this golf course at PGA West. It is the 535-yard fifth hole. Frank, it appears as though it rewards precision off the tee.
And the Bombers, too. You can run out of water at 335 yards. So with the Dustin Johnsons of the world and the Rory McIlroys, that's nearly doable. But if you can't hit it that far, it's quite obvious. You've got to keep it down the right side. And for those people, they put 2 little bunkers there.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Getting set now over the putt. Count that for eagle. Frank, a long par 3 here at the 6th, 255 yards. Club selection obviously is crucial.
Yeah, and length is very important here. Something that can fly high and land soft is obviously going to make that green play a little bit bigger. If you get a breeze off the right or left to right into, this hole becomes very challenging.
And this is looking really good. Well played here. Went straight for the flagstick, and she will have a nice putt coming up.
Second shot.
Good round going at 6 under. Frank, the 7th is a short par 4, 346 yards. So I'm guessing it's a layup off the tee, but it might be a nervy layup because you have water on the right, and if you miss left, that's no bargain.
It's very distracting looking down the right side. I think that's the easiest way to put it. But if you can break this hole down, 346 yards, if you take 120 yards off that, which is like a wedge, then the layup only becomes like 220 yards. That seems a little less intimidating.
Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. Moves to -8. 555-yard par 5 8th hole. Frank, is this a 2-shotter or a 3-shotter?
Good question, Rich. It starts to shrink down by the walkway, which is around that 130-yard mark. That's the decision has to be made. Personally, I think you try it at first, because even if you do find a fairway bunker, then it is certainly a layup. If you've got the distance, it's well worth the risk.
Split the fairway with that. Just a gorgeous swing. Now the approach shot here on this par 5 8th. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Just an excellent shot right there, about 5 feet away. Good chance. Frank, how rare would this be if this putt drops?
Well, this is I'd like to say once in a lifetime, but on the odd occasion we do see back-to-back eagles, but it certainly is something to watch.
The eagle has landed. Wow. Finishing out the front nine with a pretty difficult par 4. Again, water down that right side. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Now the difficult second shot here at the par 4 ninth. That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
Locked in on the read and the speed. 11 under on the day. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. So, sizing up the approach shot here at the par 4 10th, what's a player trying to work out right now with their caddy?
Distance club selection is always the situation here when you have something to carry and something to stay short of.
In the cup. What a shot. Can't get much better than that. Frank, how about this hole, the par 5 11? Long one.
Oh, it is. And, you know, anything over 600 yards, only the longest it is the Bubba Watsons, the Dustin Johnsons of the world. The other ones that can get home on a hole like this. For the other ones, even those bunkers down the left side are sort of in play. You at least have to give them a cursory look off the tee. Nothing wrong with a hole at a par 5 that you can't reach. You still play it as a 3-shotter. And in some respects, you get rewarded for laying up here because that water that comes in on the left-hand side, that's not going to be in play.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. Frank, it's one thing to jumpstart your round. This would ignite the round.
Yeah, you don't normally see two par 5s back-to-back, so the chances of having consecutive eagles is so rare. As they say, 300-yard drive, one shot, miss a short one, also one shot.
Yeah, that's painful. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, Pete Dye always gets a player thinking what might be going through a player's mind right here.
You're going to play it as a layup. You know, that's a given. It's just what distance you want. And for every distance you're going to hit it off the tee, Pete Dye gives you a different challenge. If you lay it all the way back, obviously you've got the widest fairway. Then you've got the longer second shot. Get a little closer, it starts to shrink up, shrink up, shrink up. So it's how much do you want to bite off?
So yet another short iron shot into a par 4 here at the 12th. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Tricky par 3 here, the 13th, 214 yards.
This one starting down the right does not look like it's going to draw back towards the flag.
But it will catch the green. Birdie try up next.
Great too.
Beautiful. Frank, what's the best way to make 3 here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's two definitive options, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
Frank, what's the key here? Second shot at 14.
Green sits up a little bit, well protected by those bunkers there. A nice high, soft landing shot.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. She is putting the full arsenal of her skill set on display this afternoon. Beautiful shot.
Frank, you think she can make another birdie here?
Oh, I think so, Rich. These are the moments you dream for. Got a string of them so far. One more keeps the run going.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Did the job right there. Frank, if a player needs to make a big move at the close of the round, how could they get at this whole location and make a birdie? They call this turning home.
Yeah, I think that's where you have to be a little more aggressive off the tee shot. A drive of 280 yards can certainly take those two bunkers down the left out of play. There is one in the distance down there, 350 yards, so even the longest hitters can still hit driver down there. You imagine pumping one down there sort of 340 yards. Now you turn a long hole into a drive and wedge. That's how you get aggressive.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
The incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Always love to hear the sound of the bottom of the cup. Here we go now, the final par 5 of the day, Frank.
Yeah, decision on how much you bite off here. If you play the ball to the right, then it's going to play its full 600 yards. But if you can take it in a direct line at that green, you're going to chew off a little bit of yardage, but you have to be able to carry that bunker.
And through the years, a lot of excitement here at this par 5 16. Nice drive, right in the fairway, and a good swing on that one. Second from an excellent lie. Sit down, get down.
Oh, this is going.
That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. Settles in over the putt. Wow, that is a perfectly played hole. That's an eagle. Well, Frank, the most famous island green obviously is TPC Sawgrass, Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. Pete Dye's creation. People forget this is also an island green here in the California desert.
And it's called Alcatraz, and I've never heard of anyone trying to break into Alcatraz.
This could be a good one. What a shot. Perfectly placed right next to the hole. Just the tap in to finish the hole. Well, here we are at 18. It's par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long. Water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's three groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
So a tester from 4 feet. Good putt. Frank, I have to say, I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
And consequently, a very solid round. Continuing with that kind of play can certainly put you in the winner's seat.